Let's read question 3. It has 3 parts. Part A uses a square grid with 2 vectors. Part B is a point dividing a line in a given ratio. And Part C asks for a perpendicular line through a given point. Here's what we're given. The grid with vectors A and C, D, the points A and B with their ratio, and the points P and Q. And here's what we must find. Express C, D in terms of A, draw negative for A, find the coordinates of C, and the equation of the perpendicular line. So here's what we have and what we're after. 2 vectors on a grid, then 2 coordinate geometry problems. Let's work through them one at a time. Here's the square grid. Each small square is 1 unit. Vector A is the short arrow pointing diagonally up to the right. And here's vector C, D, from point C up to point D. Notice it points the same way as A, just longer. So C, D must be some multiple of A. Part A1. We want C, D written as a multiple of A. 2 vectors pointing the same way are scalar multiples of each other. So one is just some number k times the other. Count the squares along A. It goes 2 to the right and 2 up. Now count along CD. It goes 5 to the right and 5 up. Same diagonal direction, just bigger. 5 is 5 halves of 2, and the same for the up amount. So C, D's steps are 5 halves of A's steps. So C, D equals 5 halves A. Part A2. Now we draw the vector negative 4A. The minus sign flips the direction. Since A points up to the right, negative 4 A points down to the left. 4 times the length of A means 4 times each step. So negative 4 A is 8 left and 8 down. We can start from any convenient grid point. Here it is, drawn on the diagram in green. Good, parts B and C are coordinate geometry, so let's switch diagrams. This is diagram 4. The straight line AB runs from A up in the first quadrant down to B in the third quadrant. Part B, point C lies on A, B so that A, C to C, B is 2 to 1. We use the section formula. The section formula gives the point that divides a segment in a given ratio. The ratio A, C to C, B is M to N, so M is 2 and N is 1. For X, 1 times 5 plus 2 times negative 1 over 3. That's 3 over 3, which is 1. For Y, 1 times 8 plus 2 times negative 1 over 3. 6 over 3 is 2. So C is the point 1, 2. Here it is on the line closer to B. A common slip is to swap M and N, which would give 3, 5 instead. On to part C. For part C, here are the 2 points P and Q and the line through them. Part C, we want the line perpendicular to P, Q that passes through P. First, the gradient of PQ. Gradient is the change in y over the change in x. From P and Q, 4 over 2, which is 2. Perpendicular gradients multiply to negative 1, so we flip and change the sign. The gradient of P, Q is 2, so the perpendicular gradient is negative 1/2. Use the point gradient form with the gradient and the point p. Be sure to use p, 4, 5, not q. Expand and tidy up. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. Final answers. Part 1, C, D equals 5/2 a. Part 2, negative 4a is drawn 8 squares left and 8 squares down, opposite to a. Part B, C is the point 1, 2, and Part C, the perpendicular line is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7.